I gotta be super serious. Hold on. To those who have gone on before us. Greetings, my name is Brian. Welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings. Memorial Day. Raise a glass. Raise a glass on Memorial Day. Anyhow, how you doing? This is one of those days that everyone seems to like because you don't have to work, usually. I know there are plenty of people who are working right now, but in the state level and the government level, it's like, let's all take the day off. No mail, no banks, no nothing. Music maestro. It's probably too loud. There you go. You know how the music is. I kind of fiddle with it in my hand. Zenbud. Cheers, thank you. Welcome. Sugar Kitty, meow. Welcome, welcome. Rob Smith, hello. Welcome. Donner Pass Whiskey, hi. Welcome. Please let me know what's in your glass, as I do not like to drink alone, technically. I have Eagle Rare. Voice can come up. My voice can come up. I haven't done anything. Oh, wait. Did I fiddle with things? I did. Huh. Is the music louder now? Because it should be. If it isn't, I don't know what to do. Music is good. Okay, good. As far as me, I just need to speak up. I'm always tired. Homebrew at the moment. Ooh. Had the last sip of Glencaddam 15. Wow. I don't know if you've ever had Glencaddam. Maybe. It sounds like a Scotch. I'm assuming it is. Or a Scotch or an Irish. Ooh. I'm having Eagle Rare because of course I am. It's usually the first thing I pour in general. And since I haven't had any whiskey for a week, I have to be cautious. I have 4 samples, well 4 bottles really, that I have in front of me, nearby, that I will be drinking from tonight. It may be a 1-hour stream, it may be a 2-hour stream. I haven't decided yet, because there's no rules right now. There are no rules. It's a holiday. I don't know what people are doing. I've been doing streams for 4 days in a row now. Is that right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday? Did I do that? I did gaming streams, so it gets a little blurry. But now at least, I can do gaming streams and drink whiskey this time. I'm not doing it now, but in the future, it does feel a bit weird to do just games on a channel that is mostly whiskey. It's like, I'm here playing games like so many other people. Do it, Zenbu, do it. Drink whatever you want. I have my lineup in front of me. It's going to be 4 small pours. I've also been looking at samples. I realized some of these samples were given to me quite a long time ago. And also some of these samples have no information on them other than what they are. I don't know who gave them to me. That makes me feel bad. Arden Yorkin. Well, I know what that is. Sugar Kid, I know what that is. Butterscotch favorite 411 is also good beer. I forget which is which. They're right over here. So. Ooh. Yes, 413 was my... So that seems to be the favorite in general. I'll have to compare them again at some point, because it has been... a week? Yes, a week. Whoa. A little over a week as of yesterday. It seemed like that just happened. Ugh. Whoa, time is a thing, man. I can't deal with it. Here we go. Cheers to everyone who's here, and to those who have lost their lives defending the country I live in. Oh, it smells nice. That grape note's still there, like grape soda. Ow. Oof. Oof. Felt that. Friday and Sunday burning pine needles and leaves. That sounds rough. That sounds like a lot of work, honestly. Alright, I still like this, so that's good. I was worried. No, I was not. We're just going to sit here and stare at each other. No. I was thinking about talking about, since it's Memorial Day, you know, memorializing, remembering stuff. Battle read. Good evening. Welcome. Because when I think about it, I know at least 4 people offhand, like in my own life, that have died who were in the military. And probably more, but those are the 4? Yes, 4. Screw the rest of the world. ASW pick, or Peerless Rye, or Scotch, or anything. All about the people. Yeah, exactly. I decided to go with bourbon because it makes the most sense, and I do like bourbon. I have some samples of other things, but they're all really high proof mostly. And some of these I might do a video for. We have been talking about the sample videos, or the mini reviews. I'm looking at this one right now. I've lost a lot of brothers in the last 20 years. Yeah. I have the 4 that I'm thinking of are both my grandfathers. One I never knew, because he died before I was born. Then my mother's father, who also died when I was 3. So they didn't get killed in battle, but they were in the military. And then my mother's younger brother, who also died, who was in the military for a while. He got out of the military, and of course, sometimes when you get out of the military, things don't go quite as planned because of lots of stuff that happened when you were in the military, and you were overseas, and you were fighting. And then my brother's friend Bart and Carol, who I talked about last July. I did a live stream in his memory to honor him. He just got killed. It was, to this day, it's very frustrating. I didn't mean to do that. Stop. My watch just started. I was fiddling with my watch because I was thinking about bad things. But yeah, that's the 4 that come to mind. They weren't killed in the line of duty, but they did serve. And again, I only knew like Bart. Bart is the one I knew more than the rest, and I didn't know Bart very well at all. That was when I was in high school, so I wasn't exactly sociable. And of course, my mother's father, that's World War II, if I'm thinking about it correctly. They were World War II, and her brother was Vietnam, I think. It was either not. What was the other one? I can't keep track of all the wars we've been in. There's too many. I'm trying to think. Yeah. They grew up in the 60s, the 50s and the 60s. Korea, that might have been it. There's another nasty one. There's just the one where people weren't keen on it happening. Not that anyone ever is, but there's a very big difference when the people in the country are supporting the fight, because it's a fight. It's a fight for what's right. I mean, it's, World War II is pretty self-explanatory. And then there's the other ones where there's a lot of discourse and conflict of interests, and a lot of people are like, why are we doing this? Why are we over there? That still remains with the wars that I grew up with. In fact, most of my adult life, there was just a war. On the other side of the ocean, of course. And, 9/11, that happened, and that was pretty rough to watch that. Especially as a teenager, you're just looking at it, you're like, what? And that influenced a lot of young men of my age to go join the military. I almost did, but I was also in a really bad state of mind, so thankfully the person who was the recruiter realized I wasn't all there because of my answer. It's like, why do you want to join the Marines? It's like, oh, I like the commercial. I had not slept that night, and then I woke up, and then, no, I didn't wake up, but I was just, mental health stuff when it's not diagnosed will make you do fun things, like almost joining the military, and I would not survive that at all. Full ride scholarship to Stanford, fencing to go to war, yeah, that kind of thing. Like, people made very life-changing decisions like that for the military. Pine needles equals smoky tea. Would be a good thing in that direction. Okay. I think of pine needles, I think of Christmas, and just an overdose of pine that can happen. It actually was it's a weird little flashback. So when I was growing up in high school, me and my friends would hang out at another friend's house above his garage, or his parents' garage, and we made it a whole little thing. Called it the Chowder House for some reason. And behind his parents' yard was a tree farm, like for Christmas trees. So when I think of pine, the smell of it, that's part of it. It's very firm belief, firm memory in smelling the pine trees. And about the grandpa was a medically orderly stretcher bearer. Oof, World War One. Dad trained in the artillery, but World War II ended before he got posted abroad. Oh, war sucks. That's my mindset. War sucks. I couldn't do the military, even if I wanted to. And I almost did. It was almost that point in my life where I thought about it in a very cavalier way. Nonchalant, I'm not sure what the words are. But I was not in a good state of mind because I was undiagnosed and things were happening in my head. And that, I don't know if it was mania or depression. I think it was really, really depressed. And I think part of my brain was like, if I join the military, I might just get killed. You know, I was like, oh, especially the Marines. You know, that's the hardcore version. Ugh. Oh, Paul Nimmons, hello. Welcome. Stitch also welcomes you. Don't get to see that enough. People subscribing. Thank you very much. Welcome to the chaos. I'm glad the volume was low. That could startle me. The hard corpse, yeah. I think my mother's brother was in the Air Force. I'll have to ask her if she shows up here. I don't know what they're doing tonight. I also don't know what my grandfathers were. I just assumed they were in, it's just like the military. There's different branches of the military. Yes, I know. Which one is it? The Army? You know. I had poured in my cup for all my actual dues I lost. This is a large glass. Put it in a bottle if you have to and savor it over time. Maybe it'll marry and become something better. That'd be nice. Yeah, it can be rough. Like, I'm lucky that I've never had to go through it. But like I said, I do know some offhand that were in the military. Oh no, wait, there's 5. There was, unfortunately, another of my brother's friends. A few of them joined the military. And he died in the kind of hero way. Not to say that's a good thing. That's not a good way to go. But it was one of those situations, like in movies, where you hear about the guy who taught, you know, even in Captain America, you know how he jumped on the grenade? Yeah, my brother's friend actually did that and died to save some of his troops. Or some of his friends, I'm not even sure. I don't know the whole story. It might not even be real. But I do remember that popping into my head just now. Not a great way to go, I imagine. Just, oh. But if he saved the lives of his other soldiers, that's something. But, whew. Rough. Rough to think about the reality of that. Who else? As you know, I'm a very sociable person, so I know all kinds of people in the military. No, I don't. I do know a lot on here, actually. I know a lot of viewers and even other whiskey tubers are in the military. I know Joe is. And I know... I can't remember anything tonight. I'm trying to think of actual names. No, I'm terrible with names. I think we all know that. Trev, there we go. I'm like, Bourbon Ranch. I'm like, no, that's not his name. What's his actual name? I've heard it enough times. So yeah, Trev and Joe were both were or / are in the military. I don't know which. I assume they both got out. I know Trev does medical. And Joe, I don't know. I'd like to think he's retired. That'd be awesome. But I assume he isn't, you know. It'd be nice if you were all retired and just living it. no surprise, I immediately have gotten accustomed. No, I haven't. Ugh, to whiskey again. I lied. Oh, tingles. I'm memorializing. If you see me just sitting here thinking, because I am thinking, I'm trying to think of all the people who have been in the military that I know. Trying to spread the list. It's not exactly something I bring up on purpose. Bottle down. It's a very tight-knit group of people. Like as soon as one person who's in the military talks to another person who's been in the military, depending on what group they're in. I always hear I think there's sports and stuff, like the Navy and the Army. And the Air Force don't always get along. Help me out here. Navy, Army, Air Force, Marines. And what's the one that secures the borders, so to speak, or the waters? Borders. They're like temp military. The Space Force, yes. No. Coast Guard, thank you. You said it as soon as I saw it, Zenbu, thank you. It's that kind of thing. It's gonna be a wild job. I can only imagine what the Coast Guard actually runs into doing that sort of thing. Because there is some crazy shit that happens on the waters. I know that. This is the part of my brain. It's like, I wish I knew how to fly an airplane. It's like, no, you do not. You do, just in case. The paranoia of being on a flight and then suddenly something happens to the pilots and no one knows how to fly a plane. Department of Homeland Security now? Oh, I forgot about that. That's a thing now. Ugh. Honorary uncle was in the Royal Marine Commandos. Everyone loves to go on commando. I hope that's funny. The military's crazy. I think about it too long. I just like, I do have a little. I don't want to say anything bad about the military because I'm not gonna. Saying that on Memorial Day would be a bad idea. But I know I have little pet peeves about patriotism, and I mean like I have like true patriotism, and then I have people who think they're patriotic. That kind of thing. That always gets under my skin. I don't want it to. American flags in particular are one of them, and not in a bad way. It's just a weird thing in this country. Because that's what it comes down to in my head. It's like, what do we do that other countries do? And what do they do that we don't do? It's almost like you're talking about the, what is it, the metric system, that kind of thing. It's like, God, we live in a weird world. I look at their stuff and go, wow, it's weird. And they look at us and go, that's weird. Miles per hour and such. Oh, yeah. Simple explanation, if you're wondering, it's like, what's like real patriotism and what's not. Although I personally would not put an American flag on a personal property unless I had been in the military. That makes sense. That because that was always there if you were in the military. You woke up and you turned around and you looked at it every day. Twice a day? Help me out with that. It's like the morning and the night. I have certain, like anything's not good, but patriotism, that's contrived in special hands. Yeah. The simplest explanation I have, and I get to see this frequently because of the road that these two houses are on. So there's two houses next to each other. They both have American flags. Okay? And one of them is clearly military. Like I've looked at him maybe once or twice, just like caught a glimpse of him. And he's an older gentleman. And the other house, I don't really know the person. I've seen them, I think, but I can't tell who lives there really. Anyway, don't like them for reasons. I'll leave that anonymous thought there. But it's simple, because American flags on public property, I get it. The military guy, I understand. Clearly he was in the military. How can you tell he was in the military? His flag doesn't stay outside all the time. So there's the one house that has an American flag, and it just stays out there. It's always there. And then you have the other house, where I see the flag some days, and sometimes I don't, due to the weather. Because that's how you're supposed to treat the flag. It's not supposed to be out in horrible weather. You're supposed to take it down. It's supposed to be a thing that is... What's the word? What am I looking for here? If you're in the military, you understand what I'm trying to say. Respect the flag. There we go. That's another one, Battle Reed. But this guy is strict. To the point where, like, I notice it because I see the house next to him, and that flag has gotten torn up before to the point where he has to replace it. But any inclement weather, it's not out there. He takes it down because he doesn't want it to get damaged. It may have special significance to him, because there's some of those. I know there are a lot of people receive a flag if someone's been killed. I've seen that happen. I know how to fold the flag, oddly enough. Thanks, Boy Scouts. Let's fold it up and triangulate it. That's that kind of thing, where there is certain, like with Battle Reed, you have a ritual to it, similar to the military. I imagine they raise it in the morning and they take it down in the evening. But this other person just leaves it out there no matter what, and it literally gets ripped apart by the weather sometimes. That's what I mean by someone who's clearly a patriot for how they treat the flag, and then you have the other guy who just seems to think they're a patriot because they have one in their yard. And again, I have my own little pet peeve about that. I understand American flags for people who served on their property and government facilities. Anything else, I question. It's like, why? And I'm saying that from a outside looking in perspective, because I know in other countries, many other countries, the flags are in the government. Government facilities, that's where the flags are. Anywhere else, not really. Not really. I think that goes for most flags, now that I think about it, around here, or in general. Like, I will see St. Patrick's Day rolls around. Guess how many flags you see that are from Ireland? That's a bit odd. Unless you're from Ireland and you've lived in Ireland and you came here, it doesn't really make sense. Like, I don't put one out. I don't have the option, for one thing. I live in an apartment. But it's a weird quirk. And I've said something that is very controversial about it. Keep my Irish flag in our house. Yeah, there you go. That's a display item. I understand that. Cork back in the 70s, nice. I think, hey, we could be related. No. I don't know how far back it goes. I haven't done research, but I've tried to pull in family tree stuff as best I can. And it goes back a ways. And I don't think how do I say this one? I'm going off like the name, like my last name. So my father's parents, I believe they were born in the United States, but their parents weren't. I have a feeling they came over from Ireland. I don't know if that's true. I'd have to ask my dad. But as far as looking at the names and the records of where they were, since that's not great in my head, there is a jump. You know, there's a part where family members were born in Ireland and died in America, that kind of thing. Oh, and the extreme, and I'll leave this up to you. I have like specific things that are jarring, if you think about it. But if you put trying to phrase this properly. So to make it feel like an oddity, if you're not in, like if you're from outside America, you're looking at Americans and going, they sure have a lot of flags. And I think of a specific place and time where they had lots of flags out, and it was kind of creepy. Grandparents on my father's side came from Ireland. Nice. Yeah. Like my grandmother didn't have any sort of accent, so that's how I know she wasn't the one who jumped over the water. Otherwise, it'd be very obvious. And that probably worked out. I can only assume, I don't remember. I'd have to look at it, and I'm not going to do that now. What was I saying? So all you have to do is replace the American flag in your head when you see one. Just do that. And put something there that you disagree with. Like if you saw this flag everywhere, and it's a flag you do not appreciate seeing, then you start to realize how many American flags are around. That's all I think about. Like when I see American flags everywhere, it's like, damn, they are actually everywhere. You cannot go very far just walking around. Actually, yeah, just walking around. I'm sure I could walk less than a mile in any direction and see a yard that has an American flag in it. And to clarify again, just so no one comes at my throat, I have no problem with anyone who served in the military having a flag on their property. That makes perfect sense to me. I understand that in the culture that we live in. But the display and the false patriotism is where I start to get a little twitchy. It doesn't really matter. Bottom line, I try to live my own life and leave everyone alone. That's it. But I do have my own personal opinions, which I'm entitled to, thankfully. But the scary thing is saying anything that is a personal opinion on the internet. Especially when you start working around the American thing. I'm as American as anyone. I'm wearing red, white, and blue. I actually wore this shirt last night when I did the gaming stream, and then when I decided to do this stream, which was an hour before the stream started, I was fiddling around with the thumbnail and making it. Thanks, Canva. And I went into my bedroom to grab a shirt. I was like, well, I don't have anything like... Oh, other pet peeve, by the way. People having American flags on their clothing, or on their shoes, or on their hats and everything. Unless it's military. Then it makes sense. But again, the false patriotism just gets right under my skin. Personally. It doesn't in the large thing, if I look back at everything, not important. But as far as my little pet peeves and adding to my general... It's not anxiety. What's the word I'm thinking of? It's where I'm annoyed. It's not annoyed. Irritated. There we go. I know, I have my own opinion. How dare me. The Freud Warehouse one. Oh! Bob Smith made me to try that one. I've seen the bottle numerous times, but I'm trying not to buy bottles too much anymore. Again, I'll happily accept donations, but I have no room. Literally no. This is full. I have underneath it, but what's the point of putting bottles down there unless I'm not going to drink them? Bottom shelf has its reasons. Well, Sugar Kitty, I look at it like legally speaking. I know that's not a law that's enforced, but when you look at the rules and regulations about the American flag as a whole, the rules are bent pretty hard overall, and it's fine. Again, it boils down to, what's the big one people like? I can do what I want. Infringing on personal freedoms, something along those lines. Seeing a Budweiser with an American flag can feels a bit odd. Doesn't quite feel right. American flag underwear, It's... And I don't know where this comes from. This isn't like I'm a patriot. I'm far from it. But, far from being a patriot, far from being the military. But I think it's Boy Scouts. I have to blame the Boy Scouts on all this, because I grew up having to respect the flag and put it up and put it down and unfold it. Ah. Yeah, I'm in a little patch of dirt on this planet. And I've mulled over the idea of flags themselves. It's based on the person. Like, flags are used to dictate something. And and people react to them in different ways. There's plenty of flags that I see out there that I'm just like, motherfucker. It peeves me off. Here's the thing. Seeing a flag that I don't like annoys me because then I know the person who put the flag up that I don't like has gotten to me because they know I don't like it. And I'm annoyed by that. More than the flag itself. The flag will annoy me, of course, but then knowing I've been annoyed and the person has that flag up to cause that reaction. Ugh. So irritating. Dad's family came to... I forgot I could click on things, everyone. I'm sorry. I've been doing so many gaming streams where I can't click on anything. Now it's like, oh, I actually set this up this time. Click on the comments, Brian. Yeah, Dad's family came to England. 1066. Hot damn. Well, I managed to get Mum's back to 1792 Yorkshire so far. That's rough. One thing that's a bit sad and almost unfortunate is we live in a time frame where we can look back at our own history and record it in a better way than we have ever before. But it's hard to do because you have to take the documents and records, which are already hard enough to get, pull those out somehow, and put it into digital. Then you have it. To like, you can go back that far. You can go back, what did you say, 1066? That's wild. I can't even imagine that far back. I mean, I can, but generations of people who have come and gone, who could not keep track of the records very well. They kind of did. You know, pieces of paper, hopefully. Pieces of papers and books and birth certificates and death certificates. That's all we got. Travel, that kind of thing. Church I'm wearing are of the flag. The greatest state in the Union. Rules? There are actually no laws for a flag. It's etiquette, I believe, too. Possibly what you do, you think is the best. Yeah. See, I don't remember. Like, there's been little things and nitpicks and stuff I picked up over the years. Some of it's on the internet, so that's already like, but I have to look at... I know there's a guidebook out there somewhere about appropriate uses of the American flag and inappropriate. So maybe not laws, but, you know, some suggestions. It's like, please don't. ASMR Whiskey, Viva Las Vegas, welcome. Cliff Smith, evening all, hello, welcome. Are you on the ground this time, or are you in a different country, state, atmosphere? I don't know where you are anymore. I assume you're in Connecticut, but if not, exactly, Battle Reed. We live in a generation of lies and deceit, false information. Oh, what is it? Fake news. Oh, what a weird two words to be next to each other. Yeah, my father's side is DNA that points to your father's 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 father's. Seems to point to Scots Irish heritage. Yeah, I did. At some point, I got suckered into doing 23andMe years and years ago. Honestly, yay! Had to empty on Friday and then straight from there to Texas on Sunday. What's going on in Texas this time? Oh, that's right. It's the big event. I'm like, what's going on in Texas? Only the biggest event ever. No, I'm kidding. You and Irene are going to have a good time. And a bunch of other bastards, I'm sure. I'm a little jealous. I want those bottles. But I know Irene's store is nearby, and I like to believe she's going to grab a few and take them herself. But I don't know. If anything, I can taste them at her store. Which... We did taste one of them before she finalized the blend. I mean, she might have given us something that might have been like that, maybe. Don't quote me on that. I forgot, I'm not supposed to talk about it. DFW for the week, down to Austin for the event. If anyone's wondering what event, Irene Tan blended two bottlings? Crowded Barrel sources their whiskey, and Irene has done a blend, two blends, and they're doing a special release for those bottles, which is awesome. Yeah, I know. Hey, if she's got two of them, that's all I care about. But she has some ideas. Yes. Either way, I don't need the bottles. I'd like to try them both. That's it. Every time before now, it has been, I want to try the Magnificent Beast bottles because, you know, they did it. And now it's, I want to try them because I know Irene made them. And then I think, well, I can just go to our main store in this case. Like, she'll probably have 2 of them, 1 of each. Looks like God's country. Yeah, Cliff, I told Zenbud that it's, you know, what he was seeing probably makes me think of Wizard Academy. And actually, shoot, what's the name of the flower place that's down there? It's named after one of the presidents. Yeah, Barton Creek. One of the president's wives. Old president's wives. Yeah. Yeah. It's a nice little space. Like between Austin and the next town. It's just kind of country. You don't get a lot of that here in Rhode Island. There's some. I'm actually mulling over ideas for the channel and for my own sake, because the channel is me. If you haven't figured that out, the channel is mostly based off what I can do, and the idea is to push my limits a little bit, which I've done. Like getting Psalm 1 and Psalm 2 already are big steps that I would never have done before. And it's also a nice way to document my own mental health journey. Because I don't want to say I'm getting better. I'm not. This is a lifelong thing. But I am in a better state, and the medication seems to be helping. That's it. The medication will get me to the point where I semi-function. It's awesome. God, it's already been 30 minutes. Hold on. Oh, I forgot. Oh, it burns so much more, even at this lower proof. This is going to be interesting. It only goes up from here. Ugh. What I wanted to do was pick out some of my favorite distilleries, bourbon distilleries. That was the theme, which I didn't mention. But we started with Eagle Rare, which is Buffalo Trace, although, you know, the Buffalo Trace too. Then I'm going to have a Four Roses. Cliff, I'm glad you're here, because guess what we're opening next? Woohoo! Cliff found this at an amazing price. Cliff, you should buy 12 of them. Don't do that. I mean, if you do, though. But don't. So I'll be opening that up because I don't have one open now. Oh, yes, I do. I have one open, but it's the special bottle. It's the, which needs to end, really. The OESO version. These are hard to find. If you can find one, get one. But if you can't, single barrels themselves are amazing. So I'm looking forward to trying it. Only one for Texas would be LBJ. Ladybird, that's right. Ladybird. That place is amazing. I didn't really go there at like the peak season. That was in March. Yeah, when I went to do Psalm 2, I believe I got putzed around a little bit and went there. Or it might have been Psalm 1, honestly, I don't remember. It was hot. It was not like Texas hot, but it was still really warm for me. And that was a nice place to visit. Just kind of get away. Very open. Very, you know, sprawling area. Not too many people. It was good. Yeah, Lieber Johnson. See if it's a good barrel first. Yeah, I'm sure it will be. I mean, like I said, I've never had a bad one. See, you're mean. Yes, internet, Lincoln. It's awful. I'm cool with it. I remember I had to do a weird aside, but you said a president's name, which makes me think of one thing. Having to do a president thing in, like, middle school? Maybe? I had to do a book report or something like that. Not book report. I had to do some kind of report about one of the presidents. Try to guess which one I picked. It's not a recent one, if that helps. So in my generation, so it's saying it's not Reagan. It's before Reagan, I'll say that. Reagan is the first president in my memory. I don't know exactly when he was doing president stuff, but it had to be around the 1980s. It's not Carter, no. I'm vibing. Alright, I gotta pour this next whiskey. Hold on. Give you 5 minutes to guess. Which president did I do a book report of in what I think was middle school? It's really blurry. It wasn't high school, I know that. So it had to be middle school. Was not elementary school. Ike? Was not Reich. Nope. Teddy Roosevelt and his mustache? If only. I think Rex covered that really well. Was not a Kennedy. You'd think so. It was not one of the big famous ones. Ike is the closest you got, but that's just because I don't even know who that was. It sounds familiar, but I couldn't say what he looks like at all. But Teddy Roosevelt was a pretty crazy one. Taft? It was not Taft. Oof. Nixon or even Ford. Oop. Again, it's not a big famous one. So if you're a little more... Oh, I poured some on myself. Lovely. Calvin Coolidge. Nope. I'm trying to remember his first name now. I'm like, who was it? Do I remember what his name was? Run to Four Roses. I'm blanking out on what's the song I should be thinking of for opening a new bottle. I know it's Raining Men for the putting it down. Hoover? Not Hoover. I think of Hoover, I think of a vacuum. That's pretty good. It's not crazy spicy and it's a little drier than I thought it would be. Fan of Grant. Ooh. I've heard of Grant. You got 3 minutes left. I know, don't start just going through the list. I'm sure someone could try to rattle off all of them at once. Starting with Washington. Why does that happen? All right. I said Washington, and then all of a sudden my brain was like, Washington, the United States. And then I started hearing the song of Animaniacs, where he was naming all the states. Jackson. Nope. Problem with that song is I don't remember any of the ones that he said. I don't know the order. I don't know the country one either. When he's going over the countries, same song but different names. I vowed never to learn all the states in the United States when I was in high school because my teacher said he would do it. He said he would do it, and he says, I'm going to make sure everyone here leaves knowing all the states and where they are. I was like, no. What is alcoholic? Nope, not Polk, not Jackson, not Hayes. Billiard or Fillmore? No. You can say any name. Is that what it is? Hi, Mama KillCo. We were just talking about you. Well, technically, we're talking about your father, I think. Do you know what branch of the military, one, your father was in, and two, Dad's father was in? And it was World War II, is what they were in. My brain is going like, I don't really know. I was really before my time in every way. Can't remember much at 3 years old, you know? Other than I was in a clown costume once, and we were at Grandma's place. That's one little weird memory I have. John Adams was the second president. Ma, don't spoil it. That's not it, but we're talking about a book report I did on one of the presidents. I remember who it was. I don't remember anything about him, but I know who it was. I'm still kind of iffy about the first name, though. I could look it up, actually. I have a phone in front of me that tells me things. I will check. Nope. Army. He was in the Army. Okay, that's what I thought. Wait, Army Air Corps? Do we have factions in the factions? Cigar smoker. Alright, hold on. You guys didn't get it. I'm going to make sure I know the name properly. So I might not. Okay, I do. I'll give you a picture and everything. That's when he was born and died. I want to know when he served. No. Oh, that's right. So anyway, if you want to know, it was Andrew Garfield. He was assassinated. He served from March 4th, 1881 to September 19th, 1881. That sucks, doesn't it? Didn't even make it through the year. And I couldn't tell you why. He was a Republican, too. It's hilarious. Republican Party was very different back then. Army and the Air Force after World War II. Yeah, your brother was in the Air Force. Exactly. That's why I picked the president. I liked Garfield, so it was absolutely middle school. The Addams Family and William Henry heirs. Ooh. So there you go. Now you know more about my weird middle school book report about Andrew Garfield, who was assassinated. The only reason I picked him was his name. I liked Garfield. His name was Garfield. That was it. I had forgotten he got assassinated. That's messed up. Couldn't even tell you why. Was he the first? No. No, he was after Abraham Lincoln, right? My history is not great. I'm trying to think of the first United States president that was assassinated. Yeah, he was the 16th. Okay. Abraham Lincoln was the 16th. Garfield was the 20th. So assassination was on the rise. I'm trying to remember. Well, not remember, but think about. Someone went after Reagan, didn't he? It didn't work, but someone went after him. And before that, it was Kennedy, I think. Again, my memory of presidents is not the best. McKinley bit the bullet. They hit him. I'm trying to think. It's not working. Yet American history, especially presidential-wise, not my strong suit. I have a vague idea of most of the presidents of my lifetime. I can't even tell you the right order. Let me see, hold on. I think, you guys can correct me because I don't know. I think it was Reagan. That was the earliest one I remember, so that's got to be the first in my lifetime. Reagan, Bush, Clinton, and then Bush again. And then who came after him? Was it Obama after him? Or was it something else in the middle? I'm forgetting. Abraham was the first. That's brutal. No wonder it's so famous. Reagan took one bad one. The greatest punchline of his speech in Germany. When the balloon popped and said this. Yeah, he was a character as far as I understand it. That was Lincoln who did it first. Well, how popular for it. Started a trend. Woo. Mike Franklin, good evening. You're welcome. Please, again, if you're just showing up, let me know what's in your glass. Whatever it is. Doesn't matter. Can't even shot in my hometown. Damn. Gotta love it. We're having whiskey and talking about murder. I mean, assassinations, attempts on presidents. It's different. So yeah, did I miss anyone? It's weird that I have 2 bushes in there. That's always been odd to me. And not the same guy, of course, but just weird. Music is making me vibe. Stop it. One of the questions I want to pose to the audience. That's a weird thing to say. Remember the sax player? I do. That was Clinton. He was like the Good Times president or something, and I think about what they were wearing and the hairstyles and the outfits. It feels very old now. The 90s were weird, to say the least. It's odd now that I can look back at the 90s and go, wow, it was an odd time. And I can imagine people in the 90s looking back to the 60s and going, that was a weird time. Good times are what you have in the old homes, so absolutely. Central New York, not Western. Oh, all right. I lost my train of thought again. Oh yeah, I was going to think about what... It's going to start being the channel again. It's going to start being stuff about what I can do or what people would like me to do, more or less. No extremes. Like, go to a restaurant. Go to a specific type of restaurant. Go to a specific area in New England and just travel there. Like, oh. I like the idea and I don't like the idea at the same time. So there's a few. I don't think I've ever been to the Cape. Mama KillCo's here, so if you can remind me. I like the 90s too. I have nothing against them, but looking back on them now, going like, what the heck was going on? Some of the fashion was like, I remember wearing some very gaudy looking clothes. Not that I have any fashion sense at all, but it was a weird time. Half Summer Mansion was up on the... Why did I click on stuff, Brian? Slid down the hill in my backyard. Apparently his tub is still up there. He was a huge man. Quote of the night. I love the 90s. Oh, so yes, future stuff that I could do. A lot of what I've been thinking about is viewer-supported stuff. Like, if people want to see me do something or go somewhere, I'm for it. The thing is, I have to be able to do it with money, which can only be done here. That's the general idea, and there's nothing extreme. But it is a stupid amount of money to do anything. That's why I'm thinking like New England stuff. Mama KillCo had the idea of going to Lost Lantern, since that's in New Hampshire. Which one was it? Vermont or New Hampshire? Keep it the ultimate getaway without going too far. An affordable place to go where you're in New York State. Yeah. Like, again, Mama KillCo might know, but I don't think I've ever been to the Cape. It's about an hour away, so I don't know why I haven't. Other than I know it's crazy busy in the tourist season, same as Newport. Newport, Rhode Island is crazy busy for tourists. I imagine the Cape is twice as busy. And there is that option to have me go there during the summer and freak out a little bit, if anyone finds that entertaining and could afford to get me there, which would be a lot, clearly. 5 times around the 90s, 1970. That is a thought. I've been thinking about going to Litchfield a few times. You could drive. Vermont, okay. That'd be nice. I could sleep. Yeah, so Lost Lanterns in Vermont. I like Vermont. Vermont is a state I can say I enjoy because I've been there enough times. I need to go there skiing again. That's something else. I have not gone skiing since I was but a lad. And it's a thrilling experience. I've never done it. Lifeguard at the Cape during the summer to hit on rich girls. There you go. That's the way to do it, Battle Reed. I don't beach very often, but that's another option. Like, have me go to the beach. Because I burn easy. And I don't like being around people. And I don't particularly like going in the ocean. And I don't like most of the things that people like about the beach. I like the idea of a beach where no one else is there. I like that. That's serene, that's peaceful, listening to the waves. That's nice. Problem is people are always at the beach. And I know of one. Mom knows. There's a a small beach near where I grew up that's fairly tame as far as people. And I know all the secret spots. Some places near the water where it's just quiet. And very few people ever are. This is what happens when you grow up on an island. You don't want to be around people. Okay, we're good. This Four Roses single barrel is lovely. Of course it is. I'm trying to read it. Lighting is not great on my end. Cannon Beach in Oregon, go. Cannon Beach in Oregon. Let me put that into the list. See, here's the thing. Another little like idea for the channel. And it's a weird variety of mixed ideas. Like whiskey is the main thing. Like I could go to distilleries and drink whiskey, find or buy bottles. Or there's the idea of what I wouldn't do the same thing, mind you, but Whiskey Central really put me keen on the idea of meeting other whiskey tube people. Getting there a different way, not driving in an RV. But you know, going to there and saying hi and meeting them in person. That's kind of what happened with, like the start of that was Texas, you know, going to Bastard's Ball and going to Wizard Academy. I mean, technically speaking, Daniel is a YouTuber. Oh God, look who's here. No, you're not allowed to talk about my mustache anymore. You're cut off. We're not talking about it. What was I doing? Cannon Beach in Oregon. There we go. Put it on the list. What I was saying is I can do a bunch of things and go to places because I have a list of stuff. And places to go, like restaurants, and like now I can go to Cannon Beach in Oregon because it was recommended. Should I ever be there? Probably not, but I have some really big ones too, like the idea of going to Japan. And Scotland and Ireland. Like meeting Roy in person would be great. Just going to Ireland, going to the home country would be epic. But these are all very impossible things to do in my head. And stressful. I don't mind travel as much though. Like going in the airports and stuff is rough. But as far as the actual plane thing, it's not too bad if I'm just preoccupied. Sea bathing resort. So I hate sand, yeah. Ugh. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah, I see what I forgot. I forgot where Oregon was. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Sure. Yeah. It's on the list now. I've wanted to go to Washington for a while. To see the trees. Like the forest out there, the freaking massive trees they have. I think that's Washington. Redwoods. Is that what they are? Or is that California? Or is that Oregon? I don't know. And there are also a few places in California that are much too hot for me. But, like, to give you an idea of the chaos, that's the American map, and all the green and yellow are places I'd like to go. The yellow are places I've been. The places I want to go. I mean, like Atlanta. That's one. Oh wait, hold on. What's specifically? It's not just Atlanta. What is it exactly? Aha. Okay, that should be a want to go. It shouldn't be yellow. Unless I've actually been there. There's no way. I wouldn't know if I've been there. There's a place called Highland Tap near Atlanta, Georgia. It's that kind of thing. It's like little conversational stuff that happens in the whiskey tube world. I have a number of places and bars and stores to go to in Ireland and Scotland. I have whatever the hell this is. Is that weird island? No, it isn't. What is that? Fogo Island Inn. That's right, there are actually some specific hotels I'd like to stay at, but the prices are outrageous. Outrageous. And everything behind this is just to get me out of my shell and doing stuff. California has the big trees. Okay. So the general vicinity. I think Washington's really foresty too. Not those kind of trees, but just out there in the woods. Same with California, it has quite a bit of that. But that's a thought in my head. It'll get people to have some interest in the channel, other than just the whiskey, like getting me to do stuff that I probably don't really want to do. It's a very nice idea of like, I'd love to see these places and eat this food and stay at these hotels. I would also find it extremely difficult to do as far as my mental capabilities go. But really, it's usually not too bad. That's the overall theme. It's not too bad. Like everything I've done over the past 2 years has been, it's like just thinking about it, it's wild. Going to Kentucky, going to Texas, going to Missouri recently. It's like all these places I've been recently. I haven't been to Vegas in a while, but I've been there. That place is stressful just because of the amount of people wandering around. And that was in January, so it wasn't busy. Not that Vegas ever sleeps, but you know what I mean. For those who just showed up, I opened this tonight. A gift from Cliff Smith's lovely Four Roses bottle, single barrel, at a very reasonable price, I'm told. And for any specifics that anyone wants, this is, oh my god, I can't read this. They changed the label. It's brown now, and it's hard to read. Either that or I need new glasses. That would not surprise me. Let's see. The joys of cell phones. There we go. Oh, focus, will you? I know it says ME something. I wonder. That didn't help. Oh, wait, that did help. That's weird. Barrel house number ME. Barrel number 53-20. Anything else? Nope. No, I feel like I had more info before. Odd. Back. That just tells you, like, if you have the same barrel I do. That kind of thing. She gets frustrated at Costco pricing. I bet she does. There are no Costco's around here. I don't believe. I gotta check now. We were looking at the map. I like looking at maps. Just because it shows me places I want to go. That's how I have all those little pins on my Google map. Just places and things. I'm probably going to start small with, restaurants. There is one I may be going to. Zendude knows what I'm talking about. There's a place near Working Man Distillery, and I'm hoping to go there on Wednesday, if all works out. Where is it? Distracted by my phone. There it is. There's a place called Stanley's Famous Hamburgers. And I've had it pinned for who knows how long, and it looks pretty amazing. So if you want to look up Stanley's Famous Hamburgers in Rhode Island, you get a glance at the place, and you're like, oh yeah, I want to go there and get a burger. It's classic. Like straight up classic diner look. Burger joint look. I look forward to I haven't had a burger in a very long time, come to think of it. So all the more reason to go get one. And after that, stop in at Working Man Distillery, see their new place again when it's not so busy. It wasn't crazy busy when I went there, but I didn't really feel like being around people that day. I was stressed. I was a little bit fed up with myself that day, and that was great. Turned into a good thing. But it was still, my mindset was not good. So that'll be fun. Burgers and whiskey. Whiskey and cocktails, honestly. They do neat pours, but they also have cocktails on tap, which I think is a great idea. Like, why haven't they done this before? Good cocktails on tap, not like garbage. Not like you pour it out of a bottle. I mean, like, they blended it themselves, I think. I actually have to ask. It's one of the things I want to ask about. And I'm pretty sure from the way he talks about it, he does the ratios and blends it himself, and then just has it on tap. But don't quote me on that. Mark Eminecker, hello. You're welcome. Yes, cheers to the fallen. Cheers to those who served and are gone. We're counting the cars. Mama KillCo, you may know this one too. Sorry to put you on the spot, but other than Bart, there was, I want to call him a kid, but that's not, he was in the military. But there was a friend of Kevin's who also died in the military, and he, from what I seem to recall, as a weird memory, was he basically jumped on a grenade. Do you remember his name? I can see his face, but I can't remember his name. And did that actually happen? He jumped on a grenade to save people, not he just did it for fun. That's to clarify. I can even remember his personality a little. It's weird. It's one of those weird like memories, man. Memories are weird. That's an odd thought. Not odd, but just... I'm wondering how many people visited Bart's grave today. I didn't. But then again, I know where it is, too. Ah, is that what it was? Killed by a bomb while driving a truck that he just repaired. Over there. So he was in Desert Storm, right? It's hard to keep track, and there's a lot of horrible wars that we've done. And I don't know which is which. That was Michael, yeah. I couldn't really, I think the story was he jumped on a grenade. I was like, that doesn't feel right. But yeah, that sucked. That's happened to a lot of soldiers, unfortunately. Bombs and what's the other stuff? Landmines, RPGs. KillCo, who else do we know in the military has been gone? For one reason or another. Oof. I could start talking about my problem with military games. They're fun, and I know they're not real, but it's a little odd. I'd rather be slaying like demons and... Well, I can't really talk about it, can I? I'm realizing something as I'm talking. I'm like, yeah, Call of Duty sucks. It's like, wait a minute. First of all, I've never played Call of Duty. And two, one of the earliest shooter games I remember playing was Wolfenstein 3D. And if you know what that game is about, I'm kind of guilty in that regard. Yeah, bottle down for those guys. For everyone. Oof. I'll pour one out for my... Nope. I'll just be on the floor in a mess. Corn and whiskey, cheers! Did you see the video I did? I think that was last week. I mean, not last... Was it last week? No. Yes? Recently. I'm pretty sure I did not do a video this past week. There is a video live, ready to go for this coming week. So, like, Wednesday. I like how you got corn and a tumbler glass in your name. Yeah, he was young. I remember that distinctly. Like, that was messed up. Same thing with Bart. Bart was like, what, 18? Maybe. 19? That shouldn't happen. Ugh. I don't remember who that is. Mr. Ron, cheers. Lurk away, Battle Reed. Don't forget to drink some water. Hydration is key. Hydration is absolutely key if you're going to go to sleep. Otherwise, you're going to be like, we don't want that. Where'd that song come from? Huh. Being noisy in the hallway. I have to pour another drink. I keep track. Remember, I am pouring these because they're distilleries I liked. Right now we've done Buffalo Trace, although again, Buffalo Trace, and then Four Roses, amazing. I don't know where I'm going to put this bottle. I've opened it, now I need to put it somewhere, and I don't know where. I want it nearby, you know, I just want to pour this one every once in a while. Well, I could move some stuff around. I could move that. Ah! I'm working with doing samples at some point. I've shown these off before, but these are a maybe. Bluegrass Distillery in Kentucky. A flight of good whiskey. It says that, and one of these is called Pickleback, and the other one is called cinnamon flavored. Well, it's called cinnamon flavored whiskey, but it's called, one's called Pickleback, and the other one is called Santa's Helper. So it's a cinnamon whiskey. They're both good, for the record. It just feels funny. Yeah, there we go. Now I have room. It's right there. I hope I don't knock that over. I feel like I could. I will admit, this next pour surprises me a little. Still does. Pickleback is not a bad experience. I learned when I went there. They had some, and I was like, I know what that is. Blah. And then I tried it, and I went, oh yeah, I like pickles. I like pickles and I like whiskey. Whoa. Surprisingly, they go well together. How weird. I wouldn't say drink it all the time. That would make you sick, but as an interesting little treat. So here we go. Bakers. Believe it or not, Jim Beam and I are friends, in a way. Because of Booker's and because of this stuff. The Bookers and the Bakers. No candlestick, maybe. Shush. I don't know how, maybe I said the G word, but my phone came to life suddenly. I was like, what? You want to hear about the Bakers? No. This is the one I stole from a lady. True story. I didn't steal it from her, but I did kind of swipe it. Certainly sweeter. Whoa. Yep, it's Jim Beam, all right. Oh, there we go. Whew. That was intense. What was the percentage on this? 53, right? 53.5. Very important to note. 7. It was actually 8, I believe. Hold on. I did look at it. Yeah, it's 8 years, 1 month. Hi, Ma. Hope feeling all right. I'll have to do something for brunch or lunch or dinner this week if we can. I know your schedule is crazy. Mine isn't too bad. I don't think. And next week I will be up earlier than I care to be for a few times more. But trying to look at tomorrow. Do I have any craziness tomorrow? Oh, I do. Boo. I forgot. Wah. I have to try to get to bed at a sensible time tonight. Sorry. I've been setting alarms recently. It's terrible. I don't like it. It sucks. But I have an appointment at 10:30 tomorrow. And then I have another appointment. Oh yeah, well, she's probably gone. Ma, if you're still around, I will be in the area tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So if we want to stop, well, if any place is open. Hold on. Take my word for that. Sorry, 12:30. I think. So I'd be out of there by 1. Something you have to do when you have mental problems is see someone every month to make sure you have enough medication. They ask you questions about how you're doing. And you have to have... They weigh you, so they take your weight and they check your blood pressure. Blood pressure? Is that what that is? The thing that squeezes your arm and really sucks? I don't like it. Slapshot's Roadhouse. Hello. Cheers. Welcome. Welcome. That's really it, though. That's like the weirdest part of my monthly routine. Go talk to a psychiatrist, briefly. And before I even talk to them, they give me a questionnaire. That's right, I remember. They give me a questionnaire about how I'm feeling, and they check my weight and they check my blood pressure. Because they should. If I'm taking any kind of medication that messes with my brain, it's probably going to affect the rest of me too in some ways. So they keep an eye on it. That'll be exciting. But this is one thing I've been talking about recently. Schizometer, yeah. One thing I've been talking about as far as my own stuff goes is trying to turn negative into positive. It's harder than you think. But one thing I do for myself is, since I have an appointment tomorrow and it's about 30-ish minutes away, not really, 20 something. It's far enough away from me where I'm like, I don't want to. That doesn't take much. It doesn't have to be that far away, for the record. Oh, I didn't do the thing. Hold on. I know it's been auto-botting, but I have to do it every once in a while. Oh. There we go. Like and subscribe. We did get a subscriber tonight, which is exciting. I appreciate that. My own manometer. Yeah. Sucks. I hate it. Can you... First of all, I have a problem with my own blood being withdrawn out of my body. Let's start there. Second, there's something really awful about sitting there and pretending that I cannot feel my pulse going through my body when they have that squeezy thing on me. Because it's really just cutting it off a little bit. And I can feel it. Oh, I can feel it just now. Oh. My imagination works a little too well sometimes. Get it off. So yeah, I get to do that tomorrow. Exciting. Negative and positive. So I have to go drive somewhere and I don't want to. Simple. But I know of plenty of places I could stop at to get food or drink on the way back. Technically, I could go to Buskers. I don't have the money to do that, so not a great idea. But I will go to, well, hold on. I'm thinking about it and talking about it, but I have a feeling it's going to be closed. That's happened to me before. I don't like it. That's like trying to put two negatives into a positive. That's a lot harder than you think. Much harder than just putting a negative into a positive. Putting two negatives into a positive. Ugh. Not great. Let's see. There's a cafe I like to go to on the island, as I'll say. And since I'll be done with my appointment around 1, I know this is very exciting stuff, but I'm also just trying to get my brain around what I need to do tomorrow. Ugh. Oh, I'm right. Hold on. Opens on Wednesday. What? Night, Cliff. Thanks for stopping in. Till next time. I mean, that's the old school method, yes. Oof. Sugar Kitty, that's rough. I'm waiting for the day, Sugar Kitty. I'll be on the list of doing that. Seeing how awful it is. I believe the stuff you have to drink is bad. I just had a thought. I'm being very cautious. I remember I haven't seen Patrick Greeny recently, but then again, I've been on a dry week. Just makes me nervous when I think about it. You can just come in and buy a whole bunch of memberships, which is a good thing, but it startles me a little bit. It's wild. Generosity. Generosity. Rental scan on Thursday. So I'll be blinking myopically for several hours. Yuck. I don't think I have to do that for a while, but honestly, I don't remember. I feel like I just did that, to get these. But that could have been 2 years ago, as of this year. I don't know. It's a little disturbing. For whatever reason, the algorithm decided to show me something about eyeballs. It was one of those person who works in eye care asking a bunch of questions from Twitter. And I found out cataracts are very common, which is what I have. I think one eye is worse than the other, if I remember correctly. Ugh, that's so weird. I don't know if it's because I haven't had this whiskey in a while, and it's very empty, as you can tell. It's like below half. Close to the looks like rain part. But Jim Beam stuff is wild. Yay, cataracts. Woo. Yeah. From what I've been told, I don't have to worry about that. They saw a geneticist, so hopefully I won't have to deal with that. Yeah, but I'm certainly going to keep an eye on things. I already have skin problems, so I have to keep an eye on it. I just had the lovely news. This is mundane shit, but it's what's going on in my life, and this channel is my life and how I'm doing and what I'm doing and all the whiskey I have. It's all just put in one thing. Yeah, we all got big cataracts. We're all like 40 plus ish. I always assume everyone who watches around my age or older at this point. But I would like to bring more people who are younger into the club. I don't know what to call it. I like the idea of introducing younger people to whiskey in a positive way rather than shot. I like to think the younger generation, I sound so old when I talk like this, but the younger generation deserves to learn about alcohol in a positive light rather than what most of us grew up with, which is stupid. Be stupid with your hard liquor. Drink a bunch of it and do it as fast as possible. Do the same thing with beer. Get trashed. That's the cool thing to do. That means you're having a good time. How stupid were we? Ugh. Movies didn't help. The movie industry did not help. Showing all that chaos back then. Ugh. You have a really good time if you don't feel like garbage the next day. Totally worth upgrading the multifocal lens. Yeah, that was my problem. Like, I think Pop KillCo got some kind of surgery on his eyes before he got the cancer. So you can see just fine now, but he also has to have like glasses for near stuff. I'm nearsighted. Is that what it is? Seeing stuff farther away is more difficult. Things get really blurry when I take off my glasses. Well, it sucks. Don't do that. As they would. I feel fine if I don't have my glasses on in the morning. Like if you go to sleep and wake up and don't have your glasses on, I'm fine. I probably couldn't read any fine print. But I have no serious seeing problems. But I certainly couldn't drive without my glasses. That's a definite. And with that said, I have to have a second pair of glasses now to drive. And they're not the right prescription anyway, so blah. I don't know how many of you experience this, but the easiest way to talk about it is if I'm driving at night, the cars that are coming towards me with their headlights on, the headlights always seem like they have their high beams on. it sucks. And that means I can't see the road very well, which also sucks. At least until they pass. It's weird. I think there's a word for it, other than your eyesight sucks. It's a few words. But it's really frustrating, because they don't have their high beams on. That's the worst part. I know they don't. It still hurts my eyes. I still get, like, it's hurting my eyes. I can't see the road as well as I want to. Andrew Butler, I don't. If you never have to drive, don't. However, I grew up with it, so it's a very American thing to do. Everyone has a car, everyone drives. And if you don't, you're screwed because our system of transportation is garbage. Trains and buses all suck. Taxi services aren't great. You got Ubers now. Ubers and Lyfts, which is just some person you don't know picking you up and dropping you off. Boil it down to that, it feels real weird. But as I was saying, I would like to get the cataract surgery done, but I'd have to have, like you said, the multifocal thing. I would not want to be like doubly screwed. It's like, oh, I can see without glasses, except if it's right here. If I want to read a book, I'm screwed. I gotta put glasses on. It's ludicrous. It's a word I don't use very often. To get the surgery to fix your eyes and then still need glasses. Granted, I won't do that. Unless something very dramatic happens in my life to where I have money. Which I don't. To clarify. You wouldn't know it, but I always think about that. Like all these bottles I have, I look like I'm doing very well. Ooh. Nyctalopicon. Nyctalopio. Like, I can't pronounce that. Nyctalopia. I'm gonna look that up and make sure you're telling the truth. NYCTA. It's very annoying, is what it is. LOPIA. Is this some kind of new fetish? Google's gonna be right at me. Night blindness. Okay, you're telling the truth. Except that's the AI telling me. Who decided Google should use AI to answer questions? I didn't. Super annoying. That might not be it. Like, I don't know. Again, I don't have trouble. Like, if there's no cars coming towards me, I'm fine. Like, I can drive just perfectly fine. But as soon as there's a car with headlights coming towards me, that's where my eyes go, stop! Which that was where that might happen. Or my eyeballs just don't want to switch. Who knows? I've talked to my doctor about it. I'll talk to him again. Oh, and what I was talking about briefly earlier is my skin condition, because I have one, and that's what I have to pay attention to avoid any cancer. But I just saw a new dermatologist, and I got a letter recently. Is this it? No. This is a data security one, telling me it got breached, and what I should do about it. Awesome. I did those things, but that wasn't a great thing to find out. Like, oh, my data's been breached. Awesome. That's cool. Thanks for letting me know, I guess. It's too late now. Anyway, the dermatologist thing. I finally saw a dermatologist who I've been trying to see for years. I couldn't see her at first because she was injured. So about 2 or 3 years, not being able to make an appointment with her. Seeing someone else at first. And he did fine. Like, he did anything I needed done and checked everything over. We're good. But I've seen her once, finally. Then she retires. So I got a notice in an actual piece of mail recently saying, yes, the dermatologist that you're seeing is retiring. Here are your other options. Like, thankfully there's someone else I can see at the same place. But we're gonna have some problems with doctors as we get older. I gotta say that right now. Doctors, and specifically, what is it? what's it called when they have specific fields that they do? Like I'm talking about dermatologists and all the other ones like that. The focal ones, the ones who do specific things. I can't focus on anything anyway, let alone vision. Specialist, thank you, Zenbu. Typically over 40 eye needs reader's glasses. I can't focus ever. You'll note how I'm bouncing around on topics. I'm not doing it on purpose. Zenbu, specialist, thank you. Is that Top Dog? Hello, welcome. Nice to see you. Woof. We got a Sugar Kitty and a Top Dog. You two have to stand in different corners. Don't cause any trouble. Oh, as a preview, if I could find it, hold on. I think I spoke too soon. There it is. Preview to those who are here for the upcoming video. It's this one. Boop. Focus. Oh wait, it's gotta be right about there. Cedar Ridge single barrel. Iowa, of all places. Ugh. If you're wondering why I've slowed down, I have to be careful. It became clear after drink number 2. It's like, you haven't had whiskey in a week. It's like, yes, I know. I know. Ugh, it's right here. We're going higher and higher in proof. I will tell you what the next one is in case I don't get to it, but I plan to. Maker's Mark. So for those who are just showing up, I've been going through bourbons I like because Memorial Day, bourbon, America, etc. Red, white, and blue shirt. I'm doing the whole thing. And we did talk about those who have passed on, who we know about, like two of my brother's friends, which feels pretty awful. They were very young. My uncle, my mother's brother, who's my uncle, and both my grandfathers. They didn't all die in a war, but they did serve and they're gone. And that is why we have Memorial Day for those who died in the line of duty and those who were in the service who died as well. And I'd like to point out something else that should happen on this day is to remember the veterans who have come back and what they need in their lives right now, because there are too many veterans on the street who are homeless. I won't get into it, but we sure like to memorize the dead veterans and not treat the ones who are still around as great. Unfortunately, we're not going to go there. I'm just saying, it is a thing in this country. This is a candied apple, by the way. Focus, 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 focus. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. There we go. I gotta find the happy spot. I always think it's really close. It isn't. This is the candied apple Maker's Mark I got at the distillery. So we went through the distilleries I like, starting with Buffalo. Actually, I should say I like their products, because there's Buffalo Trace, Four Roses. I'm not a huge fan of Jim Beam stuff, but I do like the Bookers and the Bakers. Clear about that. And I do have a number of Knob Creek bottles. I'm still not a huge fan of that, but I know someone who is, so. And then we have Maker's Mark. There's also the type of distillery. I do like Heaven Hill stuff too, but not as much as I thought I would after going there. Even getting my own Elijah Craig bottle. I think I overdosed on Elijah Craig, is what I'm thinking. I got so many of their single barrel releases, or not single barrel, they're high proof. Barrel proof, there we go. I got the barrel proof, I got my own barrel proof, and I got some barrel proofs from Irene. So I have at least 4 or 5 or 6 Elijah Craig barrel proof things. So I kind of overdid it. And that's what that made me stop with the Heaven Hill stuff. I don't think there's anything else. Same thing with Evan Williams stuff. The Bottle and Bond, I was done with those, even though it's a good price. Back in the day, it was $15 for one bottle. That was wild. Oh yeah. Woo. It is amazing. I may still have one. I gotta check. But I have, well, hold on. Can you see behind me? Where did I, yeah, here. This is like a line of Elijah Craig bottles. How far back? 1, 2, 3. 3? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them just behind me sitting there. And then there's one down here. That's 6. Is that all of them? I don't see any more. So there are the 5 behind me, and then I have this one, which is... Yeah, this is Whiskey Mentors, a.k.a. Irene Tan. And this is the Irene's Hug. And it is at 66.8%. I'm going to put this away. I'm already in the danger zone when it comes to drinking high proof stuff since it's been a whole week. But maybe, there's a thought. Maybe. If I do, I have to, I have to, and you can help with promoting some of the raffles I do. Because it's good stuff, first of all. It's good stuff, and I want to share it with more people. I'll happily share it with like 5 people I know who do the raffle. But I'd like other people to get in on it to get more people interested, 1,000 subscribers by 2025. And for the record, I've said 1,000 subscribers for the past 4 years. So I'm okay with it. It's fine. This is weird. But I could do a lineup of the Elijah Craig stuff. If I have 6 bottles, I just need a 7th. No. Specialties. Specialists. My specialty is what? Specialists. It's good. I think I have an extra. I see a couple over there. So that's 6. There's 7, 8. There's 8. I have 8 Elijah Craig bottles. So you can understand here, as I talk more about it, the problem that I'm having. I overdid it. I'm still going to drink them, but... Whew. It's true. Yeah. All right. I think I know what I'm going to do in this blasphemy. But as long as you don't know, it's fine. Ever heard of something called whiskey and water? Pretty good. It's better. There's something about the barrel impact of Jim Beam products that doesn't jive with me. Doesn't jive with me, man. It's just too dry. With that, I'm going to pour a very small amount of this last one. And this is the candied apple Maker's Mark, as I said earlier. So we can go through the distilleries I like. Hang on. This is not the first time this has happened. Can I do this? Probably not. I'm going to try. It's entertainment now. To clarify what happened, so yeah, the cap came off, which makes this very hard to open, because this part's the part you pull on. Ugh. So now, We have this. I wonder why that happened. This is not the first time this has happened to me, for the record. I have another Maker's Mark bottle up there where the cork just, like the top of it just comes off. And then you have this annoying rubbery thing, silicone, I imagine, something, that is difficult to get out. I'm not even gonna try. I have to use the BRB thing because I can't open this without help. So, this might be loud. I can never be sure about the volume. Looks like I never went anywhere. Screw caps are fart spear. I mean, it's cute. We all like it. As far as, like, the cork pop sound is hard to beat. But, however, I will say, with the amount of bottles I have and the, you know, the rarity of this actually happening, it's a thing. All right, now behave yourself. Stay, steady. Tell the sample guy. Yeah. I'm gonna have to find another one, that's the issue. I'm just gonna have to drink it all tonight. It's very unrealistic, I'm gonna say. Yeah. Got an idea. There we go. Got it. Haha. They're all fixed. No. Anyway. Yeah, well, that was a little too much. Now this can stay open. I can't put anything back on it. I do have a lot of spares. It's just really annoying to find one that works. I think. Hold on. Oh, with my bad shoulder too. Cool. I don't know which one this is, but I do have already another Maker's with a bottle that's not. Who is this? All right, pop quiz. Hold on. What cork is this guy on? If it wants to focus, which it probably doesn't. There we go. You might be able to read that better than me. Do it. Wait. I'm just going to point the bottle at you. There we go. Nope. You had it. You had it for like 2 seconds. Bugger it. It says something underneath it, but I can't read it. Because it would help to know which cork fits. I have good lighting for the camera, not so much for me being able to read anything. All the light around here is not great for me. So here's my phone again. Beep. Carlise? C-A-R-L-I-S-L-E? Carlise? Where's the speed? Yeah, I know, right? Eagle Roar cork and a Glen glass. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I have no idea what cork this is from. I have zero idea. It's got some guy's face on it and some word underneath it. I don't know what it means. So I get to find it. Alright, let me put this on. Casually on top of it, so at least it's not just the air is open to the elements. You're not going to stay, are you? Fine. That's better. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think what's the favorite out of all these. It's probably Eagle Rare. Why? I'm so angry at freaking Buffalo Trace all the time. Buffalo Trace, why do I have to like your bourbon? Super annoying. Thankfully, there's stuff like Maker's Mark. They have plenty of stuff out there. Fake Maker's Mark. Again, to go over what I was talking about, this live stream has been to celebrate the memory of those we have lost, and then I also decided to go over 4 of my favorite distilleries, which are all bourbon because America. So we had Buffalo Trace with the Eagle Rare. We had a single barrel, 4 Roses, always amazing. The Baker's 7-year, which I do like, but still, Jim Beam's a bit weird for me. And I should have done Wild Turkey, but whatever. That was too high. Too high proof. And then we're ending it with the Maker's Mark special that I got from their distillery. Michigan samples like that. I'm very curious about this cork. I'm gonna try to find out after the stream ends, like what did I have that had this guy on it with the name under it, which I already forgot what it was. I could look it up now, but I don't want to. I don't want to do it. You can't make me. Yeah, some guy's face and the word Carlisle, Carlisle. Carlisle, who the hell are you? And why are you on a cork? Explain yourself. Why are you on a cork that coincidentally fits a Maker's Mark bottle? I do have plenty of other corks. It's just there's so many, and it's a pain to find which one will fit without it being too tight. Ugh. So Carlisle, help. You're my only hope. I have other corks, but so many. Since we're coming to the end of the stream, I have to think of other things. Ah, yes. I said earlier, this is the next. We have Cedar Ridge. Is the video coming out on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And then Friday is going to be a live stream. Sunday is going to be a live stream as usual. What I'm doing, I believe this week I am doing another memorial for my teacher. I had a teacher who taught me to sing. So Friday is going to be singing. You have been warned. Kate Grana, who taught me how to sing and was a mentor and teacher of mine for years when I was younger, sadly passed away on May 30th, 2016. So I always like to remember her for my live streams. She was very influential. Like, she would have been very happy I'm doing what I'm doing right now. Because I am, generally speaking, or was at the time, not much for socializing and doing stuff. Carlisle? Sure. It's Carlisle. Who's Carlisle? Is it Scotch? That'd be hilarious. Ah. For those who are wondering, again, at the end of the stream, I have to remind people, if you weren't here earlier, I have taken a week off from whiskey, and I'm having my first drinks tonight. Most of them are over 50%. We're doing just fine. How are you doing? Oh. I can feel it. Again, one of the good things about having drank for so long, having drank responsibly for so long, is I know when I start to get a feeling here, like a numbness, right here in my brain, or the front of my head, I should drink some water and eat something and slow down. I got that right now. Because my body's like, whoa, 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 we haven't had a drink for a week. What are you doing? What the hell is this stuff? I thought we were going to stop for a while. I did stop for a while. I don't have the hair nor the white anything. Wait. Help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope. There. Done. Ugh. I lost my train of thought. Put a piece of paper on my head. I can't remember anything again. Oh yeah, memorial stream on Friday. So there will be singing with whiskey. Like, I probably wouldn't be doing this if it weren't for her encouraging me to, get out there, do stuff. We cheated, but you owe us money. Yeah. What was I gonna say? I haven't decided on Sunday, but I believe that'll be another sample stream, since I still have 17 blind samples to do. I'm looking forward to doing those. I really like doing the blind samples, but stuff keeps happening, as they say. Or as a specific YouTube's, I guess TikTok and Twitch or whatever. But stuff keeps happening. Weirdly enough, that's a catchphrase now. Trying to look ahead at my calendar. Yep. 31st will be a memorial stream for Kate. Then Sunday... I put some stuff in my phone. I just go, why? For one thing... I can take that away. I have that set up already. For Sunday of the June 2nd, first of all, it'll be June. I got my second COVID vaccination in 2021. I need to check on that again. I don't remember, they don't tell you. Reminder, you should get another one. It's like, I have to guess. Yeah, Sunday will probably just be a thing. A regular old sample Sunday. Or blind sample Sunday. Well, they don't call it that, but it'll be a blind sample. Blind sample night. I enjoy those. I'm trying to remember what the last one was. My memory sucks. And it's been a minute. Like, I had Aquavite on last week. That was fun, except for the YouTube shit in the bed, so to speak. That sucked. But I will be sharing that. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. We're doubling up on Kate's stream. 1, it's a memorial stream for Kate. 2, because it's the end of the month, I'll be doing a raffle giveaway. This is why that's sitting in my head. And the raffle giveaway that we're doing this month is a little different, because I will be adding at least, because I didn't do enough videos. It's been a longer month, I think. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 weeks. 5 Wednesdays. But I didn't do a video whiskey-wise for the first Wednesday. That means there's been 3 this week. This month. I'll have another. The fourth one, the fourth sample you're going to get, it's going to be the one I like, because I have to pick. Or, here's the idea. I got a better idea. I'll give you a choice. So for whoever wins the raffle, they get the 3 samples of the videos I did this past month. You get one of those, one of each of those. And then you can choose one more. And you get to pick from this. Clink, clink, clink. You can either have a sample from the 411 or the 413. And I'll tell you guys something. Just you guys. Don't tell anyone else. No matter which one you pick, you will probably get a sample of the other one too. Just a smaller one. Don't tell anyone. The larger sample you get will be the one you pick. And then I'll try to squeeze in a smaller sample of the second one, so at least you can compare it once. I feel like I am obligated to do that. I've kind of messed up. Like, you get to try one and one only of these 2 bottles that clearly should be together. Both are excellent, Rob said. Yes, they are. I'm looking forward to comparing them again. because, the technical difficulties like distracted both of us. But I know which one I like already. I know that. But I want to compare them. Blending them together works pretty well. So if you have both of them and you want to do equal parts, both me and Roy were surprised to mix it together and be like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. But very different, yeah. For something that was in the same exact spot, and the only difference was the finishing barrel, I believe. That's wild. That shows just how clearly that finishing barrels can do stuff. We knew that already. I mean, like, my own experience with the Redbreast PX cast, it's like, yeah, gimme. I'm getting excited. That was almost my first drink for the stream, but I thought, well, since it's Memorial Day, I should probably pour bourbon. That feels like the correct thing to do. I may have an Irish whiskey after this. Probably not. If I do, it'll be hours from now. But once we get past 10 p.m., I'm of the mindset of I shouldn't have anything alcohol-wise, so I can get some decent sleep. Because if there's one thing I've learned over the years, it's alcohol in your system when you go to bed, you don't sleep well. You just don't. You may go to sleep, but your brain doesn't work very well. It's a depressant, so your brain's going, I don't know. I don't want to. No REM sleep for you, just deep sleep. The REM sleep is the good stuff. You get to have dreams. I think I had a weird dream this morning. I feel like I did, but I don't remember what it was. At least not clearly. I should write that stuff down. Because it was a weird one. I can distinctly remember I woke up and was like, that was odd. I feel like I was gonna get in a fight. I don't quite remember why. And it was at some kind of convenience store, something borderline 7-Eleven. Which is just a very common convenience store in the United States, if you don't know what a 7-Eleven is. It's open 24 hours. That's it. And it's usually a gas station and a convenience store. Part of my brain's like, was it a naughty dream? It's like, I'm not sure. I really don't know. Do it. Dreams are best. Dreams are brain going, I don't know, I'm just going to shuffle this together and then push it out of here. Unless none of this makes sense, just go. Because I haven't been to a convenience store in years, so I wouldn't dream of one. Unless we can try to Freudenize it. What am I looking for? What do I need? What needs to be convenient for me? What do I need in my life that I can't get that might be convenient if I had it? Ooh. Questions. Are you really happy with your life? Like, mostly yes, oddly enough. Although happy is not the word I use. If we want to get technical, happiness is brief. Happiness happens like that. Being content is the thing that people want to do. I don't fall into being content and doing nothing, but being content in the way things are in your life, that's the hard part. And being able to deal with things without it getting too extreme. That's what most of us want. Contentment and a general sense of ease and comfort. That's what I want. I don't think I'm allowed to have those, though, so... But for the most part, I'm doing much better than I ever have in my life. Physically and mentally. Yay. Yay. That's the thought in my brain. Being content versus making content, yeah, right? It's a delicate balance. Like everything I was talking about earlier seems like a good idea, but it would also be really stressful and cost a lot of money. And before I do anything else, I need to stabilize my financial situation. But I'm getting there. I'm like one big step closer than I've ever been. It's just a little bit of fiddly stuff I'll deal with as things go on. Whoop. It's 2 a.m. Yeah, exactly, Andrew Butler. It's time for us to end the stream. Thank you for joining me for this Memorial Day. and helping me in my dry week. I will be back here on Friday. Look forward to the video on Wednesday, as always. Live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome, and I will see you out there. Oh yeah, remember to smack the like button and subscribe to the channel. Stream Elements told me to tell you that. Okay, bye. Hey, thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.